Hey guys, Surina here. You're watching Now It's So Vivid. I'm sorry I'm a little froggy tonight. I think I'm getting a cold, but I was hell-bent on making a video and finishing one tonight. I've tried to make a couple videos in the past couple days. I haven't been satisfied with them, mostly just because I've been really tired and rambly, but I decided to just sort of park the idea that I originally had for my video altogether and just do like a relaxed haul video. I can show you some of the things that I got and one or two things that I made. So sit tight and I will bring stuff to show you. Hold on. So the first thing I wanted to show you were these cards that I made. They are just pieces of cardstock and I put pictures of the chakras on them. I couldn't find any decent coloring pages for the chakras online anywhere, so I ended up just taking like the basic like Wikipedia image of the chakras and then enlarging them and manipulating them to hollow them out so that I can create coloring pages. And at some point, if I can figure out how to do it, because I'm not super computer savvy, I'm going to try to make it so that people can download that set off of my blog, so I will let you know when that happens. But here you go. Here's like the root chakra, and then I guess I can just show you a few of them. I don't have to go through all of them. I've got one in use right now. And then this is my crown chakra. I decided to do it like prismatic since white is also a color association of the crown chakra. So yeah, I think they turned out really nice, and I like having a tangible representation of the chakras for when I do certain chakra opening works. In particular, I like to use these as backdrops for my altar space and also use them and put crystal grids on top of them, and using the geometry of the actual chakras themselves in terms of like the number of petals. That's really helpful. There's nothing wrong with just creating your own shapes, but I like having a guide every so often, and I feel like these are good for that. So I've got some sparklies that I've added to the collection over the past couple months. The first one is a piece of Amazonite that I picked up. This is from a crystal vendor who sets up a table at one of our local bars. I go see bands there sometimes. And I really like Amazonite for the color and also for that luster that it has, almost like labradorite does. It's very pretty, and I like palm stones because I'm kind of a fidgeter. I can't help it. I can't really meditate either without like having something to turn around in my hand, and palm stones are perfect for that very task. In the city where I live, we have a state museum, and they dabble in crystals sometimes. Mostly variants of quartz and geodes and stuff, but they also have selenite. So I got a very pretty selenite tower. They had these, and then they also had polished towers that were like in the shape of corkscrews almost, and I thought that they were really cool looking, but for selenite, I just feel like because it's such a soft stone that it's almost not worth it to buy polished selenite, because it's way too vulnerable to breakage and chipping. And also, I just really like the sort of natural architecture of this selenite tower. I think that that's very appealing to the eye. So I brought this one home. And then the newest, and maybe my favorite crystal now, maybe, it's tied up there with labradorite, but man oh man, how do you not love a good piece of spirit quartz? This is my first specimen of spirit quartz. For any of you that don't know, spirit quartz is when there is a crystal growth, and then it has all of these tiny little crystal point terminations growing on it. And I've seen ones that are like enormous, that are like the size of my forearm, covered in these entirely sparkly, tiny little pieces of crystal. It's also called cactus quartz for this reason, because it kind of resembles a cactus in its spines. But I really thought that this was beautiful, and the color isn't registering so well on camera, but there's purple in here too, so it looks like a grayish purple. And I thought that it was a very interesting, very mysterious color. I really associated it with mystery. So those are my sparklies. Raise your hand if you have an obsession with boxes. So this room is in a constant state of reorganization. It's not that I always get a lot of stuff, but I really like to change my environment around a lot, and it helps me keep focus and it gives me something to do. And one of the things that was on my list in terms of reorganization was finding a new place to put my crystals, because right now, see where my finger's pointing, that little black shelf back there? That's not really an adequate space for them. They're way too prone to falling off that shelf, and I don't want any of them to chip. So I was looking for a decent box, and I have been blessed because I went to one of my local thrift shops and I found one of those wine kits, like the ones with the stoppers and all of the accoutrement, like the little taggy things that you put on the bottoms of your stemware. But it was missing some pieces, but the box was really cool. It was a sturdy wood box and it had a drawer in it, which was a big selling point. And the inside was lined with velvet. So I was like, fuck yeah, this is the perfect box. So this is what it looks like now. So I like mixed media'd the hell out of it, and I will attempt to pop this off. It just comes right off, no hinge or anything. And I've got, let's see if I can zoom in a little, or just get the camera to focus. No? Oh well. Well, this is a piece of collage image that I put in here, and this is a little phrase that I cut out of a page that says real magic on it. And I just glued all sorts of bits and bobs and painted it pretty colors, and I think it looks great. And then I can show you guys the drawer, because I was really a fan of the drawer. It's pretty much the main reason why I bought this box. It just pulls out like this, and then I used, this is just a plastic ring that I bought at Claire's way back when I was in high school. And I've had it, but I don't wear it very often, so I turned it into a drawer pull, and it works perfectly. And then I lined the bottom of this with paper. And now I have a place to put my crystals. I'm super, super, super excited. Speaking of boxes, I also procured this box. It's just a cardboard box, but some of you may recognize this as the packaging from Loot Crate, the monthly subscription service that has like video game and comic book memorabilia in it. It's a cool service. My friend subscribes to it, and if you turn all of the boxes inside out, there's always a design on the inside. And I think this was, the theme of this box I think was Doctor Strange. So it's just got like all of these cool witchy bottles and a crystal ball and body parts in a jar. I just thought it was so cool looking. And it says magical on the back. And pretty much from the moment I saw this, I begged my friend if I could have it. He had been storing his Magic the Gathering cards in this, and I got him to relent and move his cards to a different box so I can have that one. He's a good friend, you guys. I thanked him profusely. The very last thing I would like to show you is that I finally redecorated my Medusa face. The headpiece comes off, but she had just been a white styrofoam head up until about a month ago, I guess. When I finally couldn't take it anymore, I pulled her down and I gave her a makeover, and I think she looks pretty badass now. I was experimenting with this mosaic. These are just pieces of like magazine pages that had good color and texture on them, and I gave her a much needed facelift. She looks really cool. I was trying to make her look kind of snaky, but you know, I wasn't being conservative about the big glittery lips, so you know, I had to be me. There had to be a little bit of me in there somewhere. She's got sparkly eyebrows, and her eyes are painted with glow-in-the-dark green paint to project that unflinching gaze. And I think she's very happy now. She feels fresh. I think that that's mostly it for right now. I was just trying to make just a light, fun video where I hang out, and I'm trying to get used to being on camera again because I want to make more videos. And I was thinking even that I might start up the YouTube Pagan Challenge again, because I sort of gave up not even halfway last year, and I was already really far behind when I started. So I think I'm just gonna try to like bang them out real quick until I get caught up this year, and then we'll see where we go from there. In fact, I looked at the list, and like the first 4 questions are all pretty much about the same subject, so that's easily one video. So look forward to that in the coming weeks. I will have some more topics, I'm sure. In the meantime, I hope everybody is having a lovely late winter or late summer, depending on where you live. And I hope everybody has very sweet dreams until then. See you guys. Many blessings. Look at my little chicken. I don't know why he lays like that, but they just look like little chicken wings. He's such an unusual cat. You sleep weird, dude. Oh, there's a pixel. I didn't know I'd be graced with both kitties. Pixel.